Foodie, hi and welcome. I'm Anna the Keto Foodie, and today for Foodie Friday we are making Puerto Rican Egg Nog, or as we call it, Coquito, or as I call it, Coquito. Wah! Coquito, 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 yeah, Coquito, Coquito. Stick around and I'll explain. But first, more music. Coquito, Coquito, Coquito. Okay, so Coquito or Coquito. Anyhow, every Christmas, if you're Puerto Rican or if you know a Puerto Rican, it's not the Christmas season until this puppy rolls out, and we roll it out in a red carpet or a beautiful bottle, and we serve it sparingly because one, it is nice and thick and sweet. Number two, the person who makes it would like some for themselves. And usually there is a bottle stashed in the back of the refrigerator that no one else gets to touch except the person who makes the coquito. So this is one that comes out for the parties. Now, this can use egg, and some versions actually do use egg. Mine does not. So the main ingredients for coquito, which I use, are coconut milk, evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, spices, and rum, white rum, not the dark rum. But how do we keto-fy that? Well, we still use the coconut, we still use the rum because that has 0 carbs. So we still use both the coconut milk and the rum, but instead of sweetened condensed milk, we make our own and we keto-fy it, and that becomes the ultimate fat bomb. In fact, my cousin, I think I need coffee right about now. My husband came in, tasted it, and said, "Wow, you made custard." And I went, "No, I made sweetened condensed milk." He goes, "No, you made custard." So this doubles as custard, which you can put on beautiful mug cakes, like the chocolate orange mug cake that I put up the other week. And you can just drizzle it on, and it's a nice proper pudding, like the Brits say. So it's a nice custard on top. But I'm using it as sweetened condensed milk, and it is fantastic. So I have that keto-fied, and I also have evaporated milk, which I've keto-fied. But anyway, that's what I've done. So this is in parts, and this will take time. Please, it will take time, but it's worth it. Let's get started.
Okay, we're starting off with 54 grams or 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to add 600 milliliters or 2 cups of double cream or heavy cream. And we're doing this over a medium heat, so it's in a pot over medium heat. Next, we're adding in 5 mils or 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. And afterwards, we're adding in the semi-last ingredient, which is 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of sweetener. Now, the sweetener that I'm using is a stevia and erythritol mix, and it is a 1-to-1 substitute for regular sugar. So if I normally use 2 tablespoons of sugar, then I would use 2 tablespoons of the stevia and erythritol mix. Once I've added these ingredients in, I want to make sure that I'm stirring this. And again, we have this over a medium heat, and we want to make sure that the double cream does not scorch at the bottom of the pot, and that it doesn't stick. So we want to make sure that we're stirring this up often. Keep stirring it, making sure that you're moving that double cream around and it's not sitting at the bottom of the pot. So make sure you get to the bottom of the pot and scrape it off the bottom. And once you do that, you can let it sit slightly. Keep stirring it every so often, but let it sit for about 4 to 5 minutes. Once that's done, you're going to add in the last ingredient, and that is xanthan gum. Now we're going to add 3 grams or half a teaspoon of xanthan gum to the mix. Now, if you notice, I'm using a strainer, and I'm going to give it a little shake and stir at the same time, because if we just dump it in, it's going to lump up and clump, and we don't want that. So we want to give it a gentle shake and a stir. Keep doing that until the entire xanthan gum is incorporated into the pot and you've stirred it up. So shake, 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 stir, 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 and we keep doing that over and over again until it's all mixed in. It's a lot of stirring. It's good for the arms. So keep stirring it up. And you'll see that because of the heat, the double cream starts to thicken up and the xanthan gum starts to thicken up the entire thing. And that's where it gets that nice sweetened condensed milk consistency that you find. Again, scraping it off the sides, scraping it off the bottom. You want to make sure that nothing sits and nothing scorches. Keep stirring this up. And you'll start to see that as you're moving it and scraping it along the bottom, if you tip the pot just a little bit, you'll start to see that it comes off the bottom because it's thickening up from the xanthan gum. So again, keep stirring, keep scraping it off the bottom. And once you get a nice thick consistency and nothing is burnt at the bottom, you know you're done. We're not done yet, so I'm going to continue to stir here. Stir, 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 making sure that there are no lumps. And if there are any, I just squish them off on the side of the pan or the pot. It's not a pan, it's a pot. So again, you start to see that you can scrape it off the bottom and it comes away from the bottom nice because it's getting nice and thick. That looks nice. And if you notice, it's coating my spatula really nicely. Look at that. It's just a nice coat. Very nice. Okay, so now it is pretty much done. I'm giving it a final stir after letting it sit for about another 5 minutes. Again, stirring it often, but by this point in time, it's gotten nice and thick and it's coming off the bottom of the pot really nicely. I'm making sure that I'm getting all sides, that I'm scraping off all sides, making sure that nothing has burnt on the bottom. So I keep turning it around, turning the pot around, making sure that the bottom of the pot is nice and clean. I'll tell you, this tastes absolutely amazing. And even though it doesn't have any sugar, I sort of got a sugar rush just by trying it out. Okay, next we have some unsweetened coconut milk. It's a coconut drink and you have about 1 liter of it. And the reason why you want 1 liter is because you're going to reduce it by about 60, maybe even 70%. And all you're doing is just taking that and putting it in the pot, and you're going to bring it up to the boil and then lower it to a medium heat. This is another one that you don't want to have scorch. So you want to make sure that you're constantly mixing it up and making sure that nothing sticks to the bottom. This is going to take a long time. So stick around, make sure you've got nothing to do. So you want to reduce it by about 60% because that gives you about 400 mils or a little bit less, which is about the amount you want to use to make this batch of Coquito. Again, you'll see that I'm making sure that with my whisk, I'm getting down to the bottom of the pan. And I keep turning it and moving it around. Now, I didn't add anything else. This is just reducing the coconut milk. And once it's done, I take it off and move it off to the side. Once it's cooled, we're ready to assemble. So 400 mils or 1 can of coconut milk into a blender. Then we're adding the entire sweetened condensed milk. I'm just using 1/2 cup so that you can see it here, but I add in actually the entire thing, or else it'll just be too thin. So, oh, look at that. That just looks amazing. Yes. Right. Next thing that we add in is the evaporated milk. So that, again, that's somewhere between 350 and 400 milliliters, just whatever is made by the liter of coconut milk that you reduced. So we're adding that into the blender. Then we're adding in 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. After that, we are also going to add in 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now you can get nutmeg on its, already ground. You can use a nutmeg, from the nut that you grate. It's up to you. Freshly grated nutmeg is fantastic, but it's easier to just use the already ground nutmeg. After that, I'm adding in just a little bit of ground clove. So I'm using 1 gram or 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and it gives it this nice kick. Next, we're adding in the rum. Again, I use Bacardi, and it's 80 mils or 1/3 of a cup of white rum. Do not use the dark rum. Add in, put the top on and mix that up. Also, we're going to add in more sweetener. So we're adding in 1/4 cup of sweetener to this mix. I didn't do that on camera, but it's in there. So once it's all mixed up, pop the top and it's ready. It makes over 1 liter, and pop it into the fridge in bottles and chill.
All right. Coquito has been made. Coquito has chilled. And I just want to show you. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's a beauty. Ooh, you see the nice little specks from the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the clove. Now this has been sitting, not for as long as it should. It should actually chill overnight, but I couldn't wait. So I'm going to try this out. Oh. Oh. Si no me dan de beber lloro, si no me dan de beber lloro. Okay, in my opinion, it needs more rum. But anyway, still, this is, just think of it as Coquito light. It has a lighter texture. It is not as thick. I'm gonna put this over here, or I'm gonna chug it. And I think that's the danger of this. This is chuggable, whereas regular Coquito is not. But the more you let it sit, the nicer it gets, the more it comes together. That, oh man, you don't understand. When you're on keto, and that is usually what rolls out on Christmas, along with the rest of the foods, oh man, you're just thinking, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. How am I gonna survive Christmas without Coquito? You don't have to. That is my fat bomb. That is the bomb for the fat bombs. Forget about chocolate, coconut, fat bombs and little itty bit. No, you can drink that fat bomb. Now, granted, yes, again, it has alcohol, but not a lot actually. I've put in 1/3 of a cup, and there are at least 10 to 12 servings. So it is not a lot. It is a little bit. It gives you just enough of a kick, of an alcohol kick, that you can drink it. But it doesn't pack that punch, right? That regular drinks do as far as the alcohol content. However, again, fat bomb extraordinaire. You do need to add that last bit of sweetener. I kept trying it. I'm like, oh, this doesn't taste right. This doesn't taste right. And I went, oh, wait a minute. I forgot my sweetener. I added the sweetener, just a 1/4 cup. In fact, yeah, 1/4 cup. Someone that's missing. Just a 1/4 cup of sweetener. And I use a stevia erythritol mix. I added that puppy in, hit frappe, tried it again, and oh yeah, that's it. So again, patience on this one, but you will be rewarded. Oh my gosh, get in there, get them done, and get the party started. So until next time, please Tell me how it went for you. Show me the beautiful coquitos that you made. Comment below with stuff that you've done with it. Let me know if anybody knows the difference. Because I don't think they will. Other than it's not as heavy and thick. It's slightly lighter. But let me know. Oh my gosh, let me know. But I'm going to end that there. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell, because the bell notifies you whenever I upload a new video. And if you love what I do, please consider becoming a patron. I'm on the Patreon website, and my supporters help me create more content. And all it takes is not a lot. We're not talking about, oh, for $50 a month. No, buy me a cup of coffee, 1 cup of coffee, not even a Starbucks coffee, a cup of coffee. And do that, buy me a cup of coffee every month, and it will help me continue to create this content for you and bring it out to you. So until next time, I say to you, have a fantastic evening drinking that, and foodie bye.